Hi, I'm Drew Schmillen,
And I'm Andrew Kohlman.
and this is our end of term project for Geography 262. We did it over Omaha, Nebraska.
All right, as we begin, it's important to recognize that Omaha is not just a modern city on the Missouri River, but it's the homeland of the Omoho or Omaha Nation, along with the Ponca, Ota, Missouri, and Pawnee peoples. The city's very name reflects this heritage. Acknowledging this history reminds us that geography is more than landforms, it's about people, resilience, and the stories that continue to shape this place.
As we look into climate indicators, Omaha's climate is mainly a Great Plains climate with hot summers, cold winters, and the ever-present risk of severe storms. With about 30 inches of rain a year, agriculture thrives, but the city also faces challenges like tornadoes and flooding. Climate here is not just background, it actively shapes how people live, build, and plan.
As we move on to the physical features of the region, geographically, Omaha is inseparable from the Missouri River. It just runs right along the city. This waterway has been a lifeline for centuries, shaping trade routes and settlement patterns. This creates fertile plains around the city, which makes Omaha a big center for agricultural purposes. And then there's a lot of hills and river bluffs, which gave Omaha its unique topography. These features remind us how physical geography sets the stage for human activity.
I'd like to point out as well in the image that you can see there is not a lot of mountain figures. It's mainly flat, which is great for agriculture, and mainly the big cities are on the eastern side, which also coincides with the Missouri River and other rivers, or where the largest communities are, which then goes back to the trade accessibility that waterways make. And on to privilege and power. Privilege and power in Omaha shows up in subtle but important ways. Gender roles differ between urban and rural areas with more equity visible in the city. Architecture also tells its own story. Downtown skyscrapers symbolize wealth, while suburban sprawl reflects privilege and space of resources. Accessibility is uneven, with urban sidewalks and transit far more developed than rural areas. And in the news, debates about racial equity and housing affordability remind us that geography intersects with justice. And those big cities are like Omaha are the ones that have been around the longest and have grown to be way more developed than rural Nebraska, as rural Nebraska is seen to be more of traditional like it was back in the day.
All right, moving on to the gender factor of Omaha. Obviously, gender roles in Omaha affect both progress and persistence like any other city. The city, women and men are both pretty equal. Women are mostly in healthcare, education, civic leadership, while rural Nebraska often retains more traditional divisions of labor. But there are still these pay gaps and underrepresentation in corporate leadership, which do challenge these women. But various community organizations are still working to expand opportunities, especially in STEM. But geography here intersects with gender, showing how urban and rural contexts shape equity differently.
And finally, on to race and racism in Omaha. Race and racism are deeply woven into Omaha's geography. North Omaha has long been the center of city's African American community, shaped by redlining and housing segregation that limited opportunity. Latino and immigrant communities add cultural richness, but they too face barriers to inclusion. Today, debates about racial equity and housing policying and education remind us that geography is not neutral. It reflects histories of exclusion and ongoing struggles for justice. Omaha is very diverse, as you can see by the graph, but that doesn't mean they are immune to the social injustices that all immigrants and other people of race face. They still face discriminatory actions, and that is very well seen in the Omaha area.
And here are our references. Thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you.